Good day, sir. My name is Maika Salimbakud, and today I will present to you my proposed study. The presentation will include the discussion of the introduction or the background of the study, the objectives of the study, the research design, as well as the participants or the respondents, and the data collection method. Now, without further ado, let's begin. So, our research is entitled The Effectiveness of the Implementation of COVID-19 Weekend Lockdown at Sorsogon City. This study will focus on the effectiveness of the implementation of weekend lockdown at Sorsogon City, which pertains the population or the respondents of the study. Now I go with the discussion of the introduction. So the emergence of this COVID-19 pandemic changed the way people live. Millions had been affected, many lives suffered, and the global economy decreases. Government around the world imposed lockdown regulations to minimize the loss of life. According to Shen, delaying the implementation of lockdown may reduce its effectiveness, and delays in vaccination rollout are likely to delay the recovery of the country from the COVID-19 pandemic. That's why this study is important to assess, is the weekend lockdown effective to prevent the spread of COVID-19 disease? The result of this study will benefit the participants to make them understand the importance of the implementation of weekend lockdown. So next will be the objectives of the study. So the main objectives of the study is to determine the effectiveness of the implementation of weekend lockdown at Sorsogon City. With the following three specific objectives. First, what are the protocols that had been enforced during the implementation of weekend lockdown? Second, what is the significance of the implementation of weekend lockdown to the community in terms of health safety? And third, does the implementation of weekend lockdown in controlling the spread of COVID-19 disease effective? These are the three sub-objectives of the study that we were focused on. And this is the objectives that we want to achieve in this study. Going forward, let's move on to the research design. Okay? Now this proposed study will utilize the descriptive research design from the first objective to the last objectives, as it intended to describe, observe, and provide the facts to the specific question along with the specific objectives. So the first objectives utilize the descriptive, as it will enumerate or identify the information data values along with the independent variable, which is the protocols that had been enforced during the implementation of weekend lockdown. The second and the third objectives will also utilize the descriptive design, as it intended to provide facts to the specific what question in the information data values in line with the independent variable health safety on the significance of weekend lockdown implementation to the community of Sorsogon City. The information data values for the independent variables, the protocols, and health safety will determine the effectiveness of the weekend lockdown implementation. Now we're going to proceed to the participants or the respondents. The convenience sampling is where you include people who are easy to reach and also the easiest method of sampling. This non-probability sampling method will help determine the participants in this large size of population, which is the Sorsogon City. It is important to carefully define target population according to the objectives and the practicalities of the study, and that's why I will utilize convenience sampling method for fast and easy way of gathering data. The participants in this study are those age range 21 to 59 years old that are working or going out during the weekend lockdown. This is why, because they are the most affected individual in the said weekend lockdown in terms of knowledge about the problem of the topic that being studied. So I use this Levin's equation in determining the number of participants or respondent that is needed. The temporary population is 45,000 and the confidence level is 95%. The marginal error is 5%, and then we got the 396 respondents that we need. Next, we go to the data collection method. This study will utilize a survey questionnaire in data collection. Based on my objectives, surveys will be the effective in collecting data within the large number of population and the sample size that is needed. Distribution of questionnaire can be done in the form of Google Forms and or Messenger or depend upon the accessibility of the respondents. Before conducting a survey, I will inform the respondents about the purpose of the survey so that they make an informed judgment about whether they wish to participate. All the participants' information is confidential, and the information they provide on the survey question will be used as data representation on my study and will not be used against them. And that's all my presentation. Thank you, sir.